Here's everything you need to know about the 4 different types of diabetes so you don't sound like an ignorant jerk.
If I told you that there's more than 4 types of diabetes, would you believe me? Because there is. Okay, so I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. So the first type of diabetes, which is a common type of diabetes, is type 1. So type 1 is an autoimmune disease and it causes a destruction of the beta cells of the pancreas. This results in a lifelong need for insulin. Type 2 diabetes, which is what the majority of people do have, is known as insulin resistant. Individuals that have this type of diabetes, some of them may require insulin while others may not. Others may, be able to manage it through diet as well as exercise. The next type of diabetes, which is quite popular, is gestational diabetes. And this typically occurs in pregnant women and it resolves after the person gives birth, but it does put you at a higher risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Let's get into the genetic forms. So when we talk about the genetic forms, the first one that we're going to talk about is MODY, M-O-D-Y, maturity onset diabetes of the young. And this type of diabetes typically occurs before the age of 25. Some people that have this type of MODY or have MODY may require insulin. And MODY results from a mutation in one of several different types of genes. Hear me clearly. One of several different types of genes. So if there's one of several different types of genes, you can get a mutation in any one of those several different types of genes and you get MODY. That is why with MODY, there are currently 14 different types of MODY diabetes that you can get. Another form of diabetes, which falls under the genetic or the monogenetic form of diabetes, is the neonatal diabetes mellitus. And I don't want you to think of this as type 1 diabetes because it absolutely isn't. It usually occurs within like the first 10 days of life for a neonate, for a newborn, for a baby, but it can occur for anywhere up to 6 months. And it can be transient, it can be permanent, or it can be both. And there's a variety of different types as well. And again, very similar to MODY, it's caused by mutations. Mutations that can occur in several genes, or one of several genes, I should say. Another form of diabetes is secondary type of diabetes, which I saw a lot when I was working in the hospital setting. And secondary diabetes results as a, I don't want to say symptom's not the correct word, but it occurs as a result of something else. So let's say someone has Cushing's disease, or hypothyroidism, or acromegaly, which will impact the hormones of your body, of course. Something that can occur is the development of diabetes. So these are endocrine related. Within the category of endocrine related diabetes, there is the drug and chemical category. So if you're on certain medications may cause your body to have hyperglycemia or high blood sugars, and after an extended period of time, that may result in the development of diabetes. You have your HIV medications, you have your chemotherapy medications, you have some of your antipsychotic medications, you have your steroids, which is quite popular. This category that I'm going to talk about is the autoimmune/hybrid form. And this is LADA, or is it LADA, however you want to pronounce it, LADA. Stands for latent autoimmune diabetes in adults. So it is usually diagnosed in adults. It's a slow progressing form of type 1 diabetes. It may initially present itself as type 2 diabetes. So a lot of people they can get misdiagnosed and they can be placed on the wrong medications. So this type of diabetes will eventually require insulin. Some people may be in a honeymoon period and may not require insulin when they are initially diagnosed. But later on, because of the beta cell destruction of your pancreas, they will require insulin.